Welcome, Crescent City Classic participants. Happy to join you here today. My name is Arthur. I'm a physical therapist at Moro Physical Therapy. Just wanted to go through with you today some some stretches and exercises for common running injuries. We're going to talk about a few different things today. Some common running injuries that participants experience are patellar tendonitis or quad tendonitis, Achilles tendonitis, and hip bursitis. So we're just going to talk about a few different things that you can do for those. The first one that we're going to talk about is Achilles tendonitis. This is commonly can occur from a strain or sometimes just overuse, depending on many different factors. So you want to make sure that if you are having these pains that they're not coming from something else. So it's always good to check with a physician or a physical therapist regarding your condition. But just to kind of start you with a couple of things that you can work on if you're having this pain. The Achilles tendon is back here, kind of right above your heel. And one of the stretches that you can do for that is a calf stretch, specifically stretching the gastrocnemius muscle. So what you want to do is kind of bring your left foot forward if your right foot is the one having the Achilles tendonitis, and you're going to drop your heel off the step. You want to be sure to keep your foot straight. You don't want to have your foot turned out like that. So ensure that your foot's straight. You also want to make sure that your knee is straight for this particular stretch. And you want to put most of your weight into your leg. In general, with stretches, you want to have a stretching sensation, not a pain. So you want to put enough weight till you feel kind of a good stretch, but that it's not painful. If there's any pain, I would shift more of your weight into the left leg. So you want to hold it down there for about 30 seconds. Ensuring that the foot is pointed straight and that the knee is straight. Another common injury is hip bursitis, and you'll feel kind of a pain kind of on the side of your hip, kind of point tenderness. Sometimes when you're walking, sometimes when you're running. One of the stretches that you can do for this is an IT band stretch. And so what you want to do is kind of position yourself next to a mat or a wall such that you can kind of hold on to that. And let's say if it's your left hip, you want to cross your foot over and you're going to drop your hip in. If you're not feeling the stretch a lot, just put a little bit more of your body weight onto that same foot and just use the right foot for balance. You want to make sure that your spine stays straight. If you're having any back pain, just make sure you straighten out your spine and just let your hip be the one that's being stretched. Oftentimes, additionally, with the hip bursitis, we'll find that there's some weakness in your gluteus medius. And so it's a good idea if you have some pain there, just to exercise that also. So just to demonstrate that, you're going to lie onto the mat. And you want to be sure that your hip stays forward, that your hip doesn't roll back. You're going to bend this bottom leg and keep the top leg straight. And then you're going to lift that leg up and slightly back behind you. Oftentimes, people will try to bring it up and they'll end up coming forward a little bit. You want to make sure that your hip stays forward and that you bring your leg up and back, like so. Three sets of 10 is a good starting point for that. Once again, you shouldn't have pain on the hip while you're doing it. If you have pain, if you go too high, just don't go quite that high. If you have pain in your back, if you go too far back, just don't go quite that far back. Another common area where people will experience pain or overuse syndrome is in the knee. So oftentimes patients will have, or participants will have, pain coming in the front of the knee. If it's above the kneecap, it would be quad tendonitis. Below the kneecap would be patellar tendonitis. And so one of the things you can do for that is to try to stretch it. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate that for you. So you lie on your stomach. Say if we're stretching the left knee, we would grab a hold of that guy. You want to try to keep your hips flat on the mat. You could use a strap for this also, or you could just hold it with your hand. And you want to bend it enough to where you feel a nice stretch either in your knee, or sometimes you'll feel it more so in your quad, and that's okay. And you'll hold for, like I said, about 30 seconds. And you might repeat that about 3 to 5 times. So thank you for taking a look at this video. We went through 3 different conditions: quadriceps patellar tendonitis, Achilles tendonitis, and hip bursitis. And so those are just a couple of things that you can do for some common conditions with running. I'm Arthur from Moro Physical Therapy. If you have any questions, or if you require any physical therapy services because this isn't doing it, you can call us at Moro Physical Therapy. We have an Uptown clinic on Napoleon. We also have a New Orleans East clinic. Thank you for joining us today.